So are you guys ready? This is this band's first performance, well, kind of in America. I know we're in the middle of the sea, but this is the start of their first ever U.S. shows. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, KK's Priest. We are live on the Monsters of Rock cruise, and I have, as I mentioned, I am joined by three of the members of KK's Priest. That would be, of course, KK Downing. You can't have KK's Priest without KK Downing.
Hi, everybody.
The metal legend himself. You know, it's I think that the three, I always say the three most important bands in the history of heavy metal are Sabbath, Priest, and Maiden. And we had Steve Harris here yesterday, and we got KK here today. So unless we can get Tony Iommi to the Bahamas right now, we're doing pretty darn good, though. So KK, thank you for being here. And we also have AJ from KK's Priest as well, the other half of the guitar duo. KK's mic is getting limp on him. It's falling down.
I got it. I can support it. It'll come to
It'll be all right.
They make a pill for that.
I was waiting for Tim to run with that.
I was trying not to.
I knew you were going to. And, of course, that would be comedian Tim Ripper Owens on the end over there. You're good, Ken. Right there's good. Should be all right. So anyway, you guys have been out there and about on this cruise. You've played twice already. We've done a Q&A together. And Ken, I got to tell you, man, I mean, I was saying it before you got here. Everybody is just raving about this band and having you back and playing guitar and playing metal again and up there on that stage. It's got to feel great, the response you're getting here.
Yeah, I mean, what a great vibe on this boat. I mean, it's like my first time, you know, and what an experience. All the fans, and it's just, I could do this year round. Can you guys?
Yeah, good.
And I've got a nice cabin as well with a great view and a well-stocked bar. What more could you want?
Exactly. How has it felt for you, though? Because, I mean, it's been a couple records here with the band, and you've got the original material. Of course, you play some Priest classics as well. But to be reconnected with this audience and in this world again after not doing it for a while, it's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was 2009 when I was last in the States, and so obviously to be back, you know, I know we're in the Bahamas now, but we're still on an American ship, aren't we? You know, I mean, I guess there's people from everywhere on the ship,
Crazy.
Which is great. So it's pretty cosmopolitan. But we kick off. We're playing again tomorrow in Fort Lauderdale, and we're going to be working our way up all up the East Coast on this run. You know, New York, Buffalo, Philadelphia. So we're really stoked. I certainly am to be back in the States, and first time for AJ. So
it's your first time in the U.S.?
Yeah, ever. First time ever.
Wow, welcome, man.
Yeah,
welcome. So tell me about AJ. Tell me how you ended up landing this gig and being a part of this and playing guitar with KK in the band.
Well, I've known KK for nearly 20 years now. He produced a couple of my other bands, Hostile Records.
Okay.
Family friend as well. Went to school with my uncle. And he's pretty much mentored me as a guitar player since I was a teenager. So how cool is that, everybody? Is that for a mentor?
So it was almost like you were grooming him for this gig at some point, huh, KK?
Well, you know, I think I always, you know, saw AJ as obviously the younger version of me, and you know, and I've watched him over the years come good as a player. You know, he looks good, plays good, performs good, and what more could you want?
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the guy down on the end, you have had a lot of history with, so it was no surprise for him to be coming into the fold. It makes all the sense in the world for Tim Ripper Owens to be singing in KK's Priest. Tim, what was your first reaction when KK hit you up about being a part of this?
Well, I was excited. You know, we've always had a good friendship, and just working with him again. You know, we did that one quick show, and AJ played on that, and David Ellefson played on bass. It was like a little. It started as a David Ellefson show, and then we just kind of did a jam, and they flew me there, and that started it. But then I got real excited when he asked if I'd want to do it, and we talked about it, and then I heard the demos of the songs, and for the first record, and I thought it was perfect. You know, I thought it was absolutely perfect. So I was excited to. I thought it just made so much sense to have us both together. You know, it really did. I mean, it was something that I think the fans were going to want, and we wanted.
KK, was it just a natural thought for you to go to Tim? Was it just a no-brainer?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because, you know, I mean, I always never want to stray or want to play with other people, you know, and do records or jam with anyone else. You know, so circumstances led to Tim actually being in the band. So we did a couple of albums, recording and writing and touring. And so I felt very, very comfortable, obviously. But he's the best in the world, surely, in the metal world. You know, because I've always been a big fan of guys that could really hit the high notes, high and long. You know, that's always excited me ever since early Deep Purple, you know, with Ian Gillan and guys like that. And there's not many people that can do what Tim does in the world, so I'm very, very fortunate to have him on board.
It is remarkable to watch Tim do what you do up there, and vocally to be able to nail that stuff. It's just incredible, whether it's the new stuff or, of course, the classic Priest stuff, or now the opportunity for you and KK to do some stuff from the two Judas Priest records you made, which I'm sure is important to you because you feel like that stuff's been a bit overlooked.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and as we go on, we'll put some more in there. The set will change and get bigger, and more KK's Priest. But I'd love to do one-on-one and Cathedral Spires and Jugulator in time. But you know, it's nice to get up there and play it. I mean, Burning Hell sounds amazing, right? It just sounds right when you play it. But you know, together, it sounds right.
Yes. So we only had like 1 hour spot, didn't we? Which was, you know, we crammed in as much as we possibly could.
Right.
And changed the set around a little bit for the second performance. But obviously we'd love to see everyone at a later date come to one of our shows and see our full show and production. And so you're all invited, everyone.
Official invite from KK. So KK, was it the thing that I think is really impressive about you starting this is that you easily could have gone out and toured with this band for 5 years if you wanted to, just playing the Judas Priest catalog, because it's that big of a catalog and it's that great of a catalog. But instead, you, right out of the gate, not only made one, but 2 albums pretty close to each other of original material. Tell me about that thought process, because obviously making this also a band that is making new music was an important thing for you.
Absolutely, yes. It was it was a no-brainer to me. I'm thinking, if we're going to do this, we need some new material. You know, it has to be, you know, we have a new identity, KK's Priest, so we have to have new material to go along with that. And my original idea was actually to release 2 albums in 1 year, and I was very close to doing that on this. You know, isn't that right, AJ?
Yeah, really
close. It was just the COVID got in the way, wasn't it, and everything. So we just took the foot off the gas for a little bit, you know, but still got 2 albums out within 2 years, which was great. Because back in the day, we did actually release 2 albums in 1 year. So I'm told, back in the 70s, you know, so how good is that? You know, that's a really exciting thing. So that was the goal, but unfortunately didn't quite complete it this time around. But yet to have 2 albums, you know, untoured, we've still only done like, how many gigs we've done, guys? 13 or something like that.
Yeah, it's around
You
there.
know, so we just whippersnappers, we new kids on the block. So.
And that was the thing, though. In the 70s, there were a lot of bands that would do 2 records a year, like every 6-7 months apart. Would do you know, pump out the music and all that. KK, you wrote both of these records, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about that, because that is probably something you had not done. Were you writing even in your downtime and away from
Yeah.
Judas Priest and compiling songs, or?
No, not really, but obviously as a guitar player, I did have some catalogue, that you take with you throughout the years of, that you can look through. But 90% everything was fresh. But yeah, as the story goes, we did that gig, didn't we, in Wolverhampton at the end of 2019. And then Christmas came and the winter set in. I'm thinking, I want to put this band together, but really not put the cart before the horse. I'm thinking, need to see if I can still write songs. It's been a while, so as not to embarrass myself. So I thought I just shut the curtains and just got on with it and got into the flow of things, and everything happened really fast, which was great, and I felt really rejuvenated, and thinking, and I felt really confident, that I could give the guys a ring and say, okay guys, got some songs, we can put this band together and do this thing. And it just went at a very fast rate and knots, and so just couldn't hold the horses back. It just was out of the stable doors. The horses just bolted, and now here we are.
Did you write the lyrics too?
Yeah.
So had you done that? Had you done that before in Priest? Have you ever written lyrics?
Yeah, myself and Glenn did occasionally get, make contribution, with Rod, because everybody in the band's got lyrical ideas.
Right.
AJ's written lyrics before. Tim certainly has.
AJ, he's helps write as well. The second record, Strike of the Viper, and so he's, I think it gives it a different edge on the second record where you can hear AJ come in and have ideas, but it's great these two are by each other, so they still get together and
physically.
Ideas. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the material's great. It's so great to have have new music as well as the classic stuff, and obviously, it always begs the question when you're dealing with the catalog of a band like Judas Priest up against the newer material. When you put a set list together, you've got that battle of what do you play from the new record and what do you play as far as the old classics. And having seen the band on this cruise now, you've done a good job at kind of mixing it up, and it's pretty much about a 50-50 balance, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
And like I say, I feel compelled to play, obviously, stuff that I've written and recorded and promoted and toured with for so long. All of that's a part of my heritage and legacy and stuff. And I enjoy it, and hopefully the band enjoys it, and the audience enjoy those songs as well. But we could just as easily just play all KK's Priest stuff because we've got more than ample material, and maybe that might happen in the future, but we'll see how it goes.
We just want to put a good show together. We want the fans to be happy. Some fans want this, some fans want that. We're trying to go right in the middle and go, we want to make us happy. We want to make a good show, a fun show.
KK, I'm also interested in the name of the band. How did you settle and come up with that name? Why did you go there? How did you, figure out that was the best thing you wanted to do?
Well, it was a tough one. Because, what we had, the gig that we did at the Steel Mill with Dave Ellefson, that got labelled instantly as Mega Priest. And I'm thinking, that's cool. If it wasn't a hybrid name, we could have gone with that, and that would have been cool. But other than that, nothing really, I didn't want to totally detach myself from who I am and what I am, my heritage, my legacy, my history, my whole life. Especially now, I'm 72 years old, and I'm thinking, I don't really want a complete makeover and start over again, and I always thought that I would inevitably, there would be a demand from the fans for me to go out there and play Sinner, and Breaking the Law and
Victim of Changes
and stuff like that, and why not? So that was always probably going to be on the cards. And so it seemed to be fairly apt, if I was going to do this, to, bring that sound, and that visual together. And obviously with me and Tim, we've been doing that before. We did all of that before.
We did it.
So, it is, for all intents and purposes, What else?
Circumvented what the promoters were going to do anyway. Because if they booked you, you knew whatever you called the band, it was going to say in print underneath featuring KK Downing of Judas Priest.
Yeah.
So by calling the band KK's Priest, you've covered it all in one name.
I know I've said it many times in interviews but I started life as a young kid. I was a priest for like 5 decades now, and it's kind of hallmarked, tattooed on my heart, I suppose. And I can't, I can't shed that skin. It's indelible. It's a part of me, and for better or for worse, I'll take the heat if it comes my way. But we are KK's Priest. New video out today, guys. Keeper of the Graves. I don't know if anybody's checked it out. But if you look at that video, it's just got Priest all over it, hasn't it? KK's Priest, and that's it. So there's that synergy with that good against evil, and everything has that kind of ecclesiastical mystery that surrounds it, and that's always what Priest should have been to me anyway. I like it.
Yeah, I know. I saw that you released a new video today, but I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I did get the press release on it. So that I look forward to watching that when I get a chance and get some decent internet.
Let me hear you! I wasn't going to ask this next question because I am on a ship, boat, whatever the fuck it is. And I didn't know if everybody knew it, but what's my